Howdy guys. Today I want to talk about one of the biggest problems I feel we face as Dungeon Masters in 5th edition. Balancing combat encounters. It goes without saying this is a problem that affects newer DMs more, but can still plague DMs who've been playing for years. In my researching of this topic, I've managed to break down how balancing combat encounters really works. And I found there to be at least 3 different ways to go about this. To make things simple, I'll just call them the hard way, my way, and the easy way. First, we have the hard way, the way outlined by the DMG. This method is the one I see most used by older DMs or more veteran DMs, especially if they come from previous editions of Dungeons & Dragons. As a side note, this method is also what tends to be used by third-party content creators when they create modules for 5th edition. The hard way can best be explained as the manual and crunchy way to do this. First, we find the party's levels, and then we find the XP thresholds for those levels, and then we find some monsters, and then calculate the monster's XP. After that, we apply any modifiers to the monster XP depending on how many we're using in this encounter, but make sure you don't forget to apply any other modifiers in case the CR of this monster is significantly higher or lower than the other monsters utilized in this encounter, and any additional modifiers if the party size is less than 3 or greater than 6. And then you'll compare this calculation to the party XP threshold and the adventure day allowance. Yeah. A lot of steps, a lot of crunch, and a lot of simple math mistakes that can happen along the way. It is also important to note that the XP tables provided in the DMG run under the assumption that you're running 6 to 8 encounters every single adventuring day. So that means even more math, as you need to tweak all these numbers in case you decide to run fewer or more encounters every single day. If this level of crunch sounds appealing and that amount of math makes you absolutely happy, then this might be the best method for you, especially if you run your encounters more by the book as described in chapter 3 of the DMG. However, if this doesn't sound appealing and you want things to be a little bit easier, then maybe these next 2 methods might be the way for you. Next, we have my way, the mechanical approach to combat, because combat in 5th edition really just comes down to one thing and one thing only.
Killing Nazis.
Well, action economy. This method is super simple in my experience and is normally on par with the level of challenge I want to provide my party when I run combat. Plus, it only uses addition in terms of math involved. My method follows 2 simple rules. First, each side of this combat equation must have an equal number of actions they can do. And second, no monster should be ending any adventuring careers in 1 turn like an arrow to the knee. Instead, it should take them about 2.5 turns minimum. The way I calculate actions is very straightforward. 1 attack equals 1 action. Simple. This helps balance out characters and monsters that have abilities that give them multi-attack or additional attacks in addition to their normal one. And every 2 bonus actions counts as 1 regular action. So with that, we just add that all up. If we want a fair fight, then we make both sides of this combat equation the exact same. Both sides should have the equal amount of actions. However, if we want the fight to be easier, then we make the monster side have fewer actions. Vice versa being true. If we want a harder fight, we give the monsters more actions they can perform. And lastly, we have the easy way. This method is super fast and requires very little effort on your part as a DM, no matter your experience level. And all you have to do is use first or third party tools. Simple, right? It's honestly ridiculous how easy it is to make fun and engaging combat encounters for your party. Some of these tools include the random encounter tables you can find in official wizard books or in third-party books like Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting. And if you're interested in my review on Heliana's Guide, check out the link in the description down below, or you can click up here. And in terms of combat calculators, we have things like the Kobold Fight Club, which does all the math for you and tells you the likelihood of there being a TPK based on XP allowance. And if these 2 really don't scratch that itch for you, there are still more amazing tools you can use, like the amazing encounter building tables that DungeonMasterDave created a little over 1.5 years ago, which you can find either on his Patreon or on his Instagram. But if you want to crank the dial even lower and enter mega easy mode, which has no hassle, no thinking, plug and play, 100% party satisfaction guaranteed, super versatile, and Key Dark Foundry approved, I got just the tool for you. My Encounter Workshop series. I do all the research and all the balancing for you, creating multiple engaging encounters of varying difficulties with that fresh farm-to-table goodness. No GMOs, no homebrew needed. And if that's still not enough for you, call me Billy Mays because
just wait, there's more.
This series includes encounters for every level of play and for every single environment. That way, every single encounter is perfectly themed for what your party is currently going through. And I even provide tactics you can utilize to help make these encounters way more dynamic for your party. I don't know what can be even easier than that for preparing balanced encounters that you can just drop in at your table. So there you have it. At least 3 different ways you can balance your combat encounters for your table no matter your experience as a DM. And if you found this video helpful and enjoyable, give this video a like and leave a comment down below how you personally balance combat encounters for your table or what difficulties you might be going through as a new dungeon master. And if you're looking for more tips and tricks for DMing, check out my DM advice playlist, which you can find here to see if I've already addressed that topic. But yeah, see you guys next time.